the strongest exorcist in the world, is murdered by jealous members of the imperial court due to his incredible power, but casts a spell of rebirth on himself to have a second chance at a better life. He awakens in an alternate world as Seika, son of the noble Blaze Lamprogue, but cannot use this world's form of magic. However, Seika has retained his exorcist powers and demon servants but hides this from his family as he hopes to cultivate a happier life by becoming more cunning than his previous life. One of his brother Gray bullies him as Seika was born from Blaze's mistress and can't use magic. His other brother Luft is kinder, but his only friend is the family's slave Yifa. After learning about the Ladonia Magic Academy, Seika uses his power over the 6 elements to simulate magical power, so Blaze lets him study magic. Seika discovers Yifa can use magic by commanding the spirits of nature, so he trains her in secret. An elder Newt attacks a nearby city and rampages all the way to their mansion. In front of dozens of witnesses, Gray hides like a coward, but Seika kills the monster with a poison curse disguised as fire magic. Blaze offers Seika a reward, so he asks to attend Ladonia with Yifa. Gray protests that he was supposed to attend Ladonia. Blaze decides Gray will instead enlist in the army. Luft is proud of Seika and gives him a pen as a leaving gift. Gray challenges Seika for the place at Ladonia, but is easily defeated. Seika is revealed to have cunningly arranged this outcome by sending a demon servant to provoke the elder Newt to attack. As Seika and Yifa depart for the academy, Blaze recalls Seika isn't actually his son but his nephew, the son of his brother Gilbert, who disappeared in demon territory. Blaze has long suspected Seika's mother was a demoness, meaning Seika has potential to become the next demon king, though he hopes Ladonia will be the right environment to prevent this. With Seika now, her owner Yifa expects to join him in bed, but he shows no interest. At the entrance exam, Seika encounters Amu, a commoner girl with powerful magical abilities. Seika is surprised as Amu is identical to his apprentice from his previous life, who was pressured by the imperial court into killing him. At the practical exam, Yifa and Seika outperform everyone except Amu, who scores highest with all 4 elements, plus light and dark magic, causing her instructors to suspect she is the next hero. Yifa is disappointed. She is expected to live in the girls' dormitory and won't be allowed to serve Seika or enter the boys' dormitory. Seika notices a dark magic circle on academy grounds and leaves several talismans to keep an eye on it. During the opening ceremony, the circle summons 3 lesser demons to attack the academy. Seika slips away to confront the circle's creator, a devil named Gallios. Free of witnesses, Seika is able to freely use his exorcist powers and manipulates Gallios into revealing he is trying to kill the hero. Seika easily defeats Gallios, then feeds him alive to one of his demon servants, Mizuchi the dragon. Seika finds that due to not having all his old strength, Mizuchi actually tries to kill him before being sealed away again. Amu kills the lesser demons, but this only causes people to regard her with fear and mistrust due to her power. Seika is pleased by this, hoping that by becoming the hero's friend, he will stand out less compared to her and attract fewer enemies. Despite Seika's efforts, Amu has no interest in being friends. Seika and Yifa narrowly avoid being doused in demon blood by clumsy teacher Cordal. Amu and Seika trip a magic circle trap and are transported into a nearby dungeon. Amu is knocked unconscious by trolls, allowing Seika to freely summon a demon servant, the giant centipede, to kill them. Awoken, Amu is grateful for the help but reveals she has a headache. Seika identifies this as a potentially fatal curse, which he transfers onto one of his talismans, saving Amu's life. Grateful, Amu is shown to have a lewd sense of humor and a passion for fighting that most people find disturbing, though Seika assures her all passions have uses. After defeating the dungeon boss, they loot a mithril sword for Amu and a magic ring. After returning to the academy, Seika secretly confronts Cordal, revealed to be a devil's servant sent to assassinate Amu with a demon blood curse. Seika uses the substitute talisman to reflect Amu's curse back on Cordal, killing him. Seika gives the dungeon ring to Yifa, confirming it increases her control over spirits. Amu returns to treating Seika coldly, becoming friends with Yifa instead. A whole year later, Seika, Amu, and Yifa are best friends, and there have been no further attempts to assassinate Amu. The academy's principal asks Seika to participate in a combat tournament in Capital City, along with new student Mabel Crane. Amu is upset she wasn't chosen, but principal insists on Seika and Mabel due to an ulterior motive. Mabel later provokes Amu and defeats her in a sword duel, humiliating her. She also warns Seika that the tournament involves real combat, so participants frequently die. Arriving in Capital City, Seika has his first match and defeats mercenary swordsman Dennis with a talisman disguised as wind magic. Joining Yifa and Amu in the audience, Seika watches a match between Belen, a student from another academy, and Kyle, a bodyguard from the Rugrock Merchants Association. The audience is horrified as Kyle mercilessly kills Belen, who makes no attempt to defend himself. With his expertise in curses, Seika realizes Belen had actually been paralyzed by Kyle's cursed evil eye, making the killing even worse as the paralysis by itself was enough to win the match. Seika suspects Kyle may be a merchant's assassin. After Mabel wins her first match, Seika is intrigued when the audience begin referring to Mabel as the hero. That night Seika captures a demon's human spy and interrogates him with his psychic demon servant, Satori, learning he was sent to spy on Mabel, whom the demons also believe to be the hero from her birth date and red hair. After letting Satori eat the spy alive, Seika is left confused. Amu is undoubtedly the hero, so he suspects Mabel is at the center of a conspiracy to make her appear to be the hero, attracting the demons' attention away from Amu. Kyle wins his next match with another merciless killing. The young knight Reincarnation becomes popular with the audience. Mabel warns Seika she absolutely must win the tournament, so he must forfeit, or she will have to kill him in the semi-finals. Kyle almost kills Reincarnation but is stopped by the judges, who declare Kyle the winner just in time. Seika notices Kyle uses gravity magic just like Mabel. That night Mabel attacks Seika in his room and flees after failing to kill him. Intrigued, Seika chases her. Seika deduces Mabel was just trying to injure him enough he forfeited the tournament. Mabel confirms she and Kyle are slave soldiers from the Merchants Association who ordered Mabel to let Kyle kill her, letting the demons believe the hero had died while also demonstrating Kyle's value. During his training his brain was engraved with magic to make him a perfect soldier, and if he kills the hero he will prove his value. Seika deduces Mabel is Kyle's sister, having dyed her hair to pose as the hero, and she actually intends to kill Kyle to end his suffering. Deciding he can't let Mabel kill her own brother, Seika defeats Mabel in their match and then afterwards defeats Kyle, who asks Seika for Mabel's forgiveness, but a curse from the merchants kills Kyle for his failure. After Kyle's funeral, Seika convinces Mabel to attend the academy. As a real student, Seika congratulates the principal for her scheme, knowing Seika would win, thus depriving the merchants of Kyle and gaining Mabel as a powerful student. Mabel returns to her original silver hair, but is horrified by Seika and Yifa's sadistic tutoring to make up for being a whole year behind her classmates. Seika is asked to investigate the strange behavior of the neighboring Astelia Kingdom's guardian dragon, which has protected Astelia since a past queen helped raise it. Astelia's prince Cecilio, who is rather airheaded, is entranced by Yifa and invites her to join his kingdom's harem. Seika decides to let Yifa choose on her own, since joining a royal harem is a rare honor. Arriving in Astelia, the dragon attacks their carriage but is driven away by Zect, an arrogant mage mercenary Cecilio hired. Seika scolds Yifa for freezing during the attack when she is capable of defending herself. After investigating Astelia's royal library, Seika learns the dragon became violent once before when he and his wife had a baby, which doesn't explain his current violence since his wife died decades ago. That night Cecilio summons Yifa to his room, but she refuses and sleeps in Seika's bed, too scared to be alone. She feels worse when Seika reminds her the harem might be good for her future, even though she is clearly in love with Seika. Cecilio resorts to offering to buy Yifa as she is technically a slave, but Seika refuses. Seika decides to visit the dragon's nest himself. Cecilio's elf attendant, Lies, reveals to Yifa she must have an elf ancestor to use spirit magic. Seika finds the dragon is violent due to having an egg, having become female after his wife's death. Lies shows Yifa the harem is actually a university for young ladies. One may become queen one day, but most become government officials. The dragon lets Seika help care for the egg. Yifa decides to remain with Seika, but Cecilio tries to force Yifa to sign all the legal papers, assuming he can just pay Seika for her later. Seika suddenly appears with the dragon and rescues her. Yifa helps Seika capture Zect, who tried to steal the egg to sell it. Cecilio decides to have the dragon killed anyway, hoping such a bold decision will strengthen his chance of becoming king. Fed up of Cecilio's idiocy, Seika thoroughly scolds him over his treatment of Yifa. Lies actually agrees and apologizes to Seika and Yifa. Cecilio is ashamed and lets the dragon live. Lies gifts Yifa several light spirits that provide healing magic. They return to the academy, but elsewhere a team of 5 powerful demons set out to finally kill the hero. Seika's father asks to meet Amu. Seika is certain politics is involved. Gray reveals he loves it in the army but still demands a rematch with Seika. Amu duels Gray instead, but Gray wins by a trick. Gray introduces Fiona, the kingdom's holy princess. Seika is again worried about politics as Fiona is daughter to the emperor and his mistress the oracle priestess. Seika realizes Fiona resembles his wife from his past life. Seika is actually surprised his stepmother, who ignored him all his life, asks him to stay in touch. Amu asks Seika about his plans after graduation, and is surprised he intends to go adventuring with her. Fiona visits the nearby town and is curious about romance, holding Seika's hand all day. Fiona is almost hurt by falling timber but is saved by Gray and Amu, though she seems upset Seika did nothing. Gray reveals to Seika that Fiona is a shrewd politician who inherited her mother's magic to see glimpses of the future. Despite being child of a mistress, she has schemed her way into becoming a royal heir, and may become empress one day. She is also plotting something that involves both Amu and Seika. Seika avoids Fiona, cautious that her future visions may cause problems. Later, he relents and plays chess with Fiona, who wins even though she willingly played with fewer pieces, and as her prize asks Seika for a future favor. From her playstyle, Seika learns she doesn't support the current political system, and is purposefully making herself popular with the general public. Seika decides to support her. Elsewhere, the demons defeat a group of bandits and eat them, revealing their identities: Zor the devil god, Mudarav the strongest ogre, Lonai the monster tamer, Pislaria the evil eye, and Gulganis the devil. On their return to the academy, assassins disguised as bandits attack the carriages to kill Fiona, but with Seika's assistance the assassins are captured alive. Fiona had foreseen the attack and will use the assassins' confessions against her political enemies. The assassins await help from their reinforcements, but Fiona had foreseen the reinforcements being eaten by the demons. Fiona arrives home and cryptically asks Seika to remember no matter her actions she is always on his side. Zor regrets having to hide from his team. Their goal of killing the hero is almost certainly a suicide mission. Principal elects Seika as student representative to welcome the next first-year students. Seika decides to abandon his fear of drawing attention after dealing with the approaching demons. The demons arrive at the academy to slaughter the hero, but find the academy covered in a confusing red fog. Zor decides to abandon the mission, only for Seika to appear. Zor, who can see people's power, is terrified by Seika, who beheads Mudarav. Piaslaria's evil eye is defeated by demon servant White Snake, whose own evil eye stops her heart. Lonai attempts to tame White Snake but is eaten. Zor reveals Seika bears the title Most Terrible Demon King, hoping Gulganis will escape to tell the other demons the prophesized Demon King is an ally of humanity. Zor is obliterated by Seika's fire magic and Gulganis teleports away, but dies when Seika uses a substitution talisman to stab him through the heart. Mabel, who saw everything, promises Seika she will keep it secret. At the ceremony to welcome new students, the Durek Knights of Marquis Grevel announce Amnu is under arrest for murdering a demon emissary who, at the time of his death, was visiting the academy under diplomatic immunity. Seika advises Amu to submit to imprisonment temporarily. Principal confirms politicians likely want the hero gone. Seika invades the imperial prison, slaughters the soldiers and finds Amu. Amu naively believes her innocence would be proven, so Seika reveals to her she is the hero, so her innocence is irrelevant as her enemies will kill her regardless. Gray and Fiona appear and admit to plotting Amu's death. Humans and demons are currently in a stalemate, so the existence of a hero could restart the war, so it is better for Amu to die. However, due to Seika protecting her, Amu has not yet had to unlock her hero abilities, so Fiona offers to return them to the academy. Seika realizes this was what Fiona had cleverly planned all along and never intended Amu to be killed, so he decides they will leave the academy and go far away instead. Amu regrets not returning to the academy, but looks forward to starting their careers as adventurers. Fiona talks with an entity hiding in her shadow, revealing she knows Seika is the Demon King and will give his life to protect the hero. She also arranges for Yifa and Mabel to join Seika and Amu and begin adventuring as a team.